The tagline that Postal 2 rides and dies on is, "It's only as violent as you are." It gives you all of the tools to cause chaos and bloodshed. It has an incredibly antagonistic environment and goes out of the way to be a test of patience, probing you to be violent along the way. It has a fairly loose approach to pacifism and, more broadly, morality, but it wasn't always such an invisible system. There used to be a binary choice at the start of the game that would determine, to some extent, how things would play out. How exactly this system would have looked compared to what we got today isn't completely known, but there are enough scraps left in the codebase, and one particular nugget left in the original game's trailer that we can look at now. So quite immediately in the game's trailer, it offers you the question, how do you want to play? As the evil bastard, or as the nice guy? This was obviously early enough in the game's development to still have the oldest models of the dude's head and his getup. It's a little hard to see, but on the right, the nice guy is wearing a different iteration of the dude's original outfit. Having a peace sign that's kind of similar to Uncle Dave, but it's actually quite a nice parallel to see the peace sign be used later for the movie dude. So for a while after I saw this, I thought this was just like a mock-up, a kind of commentary on how you could play the game. But sometime later, I found a few references to it within the game's code. The only difference that I could find that affects gameplay is the portion that adds hate groups, or haters, as they're called in the code, to the game. Say, for instance, you're doing Monday and you go to the Running with Scissors office, it gets attacked by game protesters, then you leave the area, you go to the next map, you get the pop-up that shows the hate group.
I think I'll need to keep an eye out for these folks. They're definitely hazardous to my health.
If you were to be playing the nice guy, that would not occur. The best part, though, is that you can still play as the nice guy within Postal 2 currently. If you start playing the game, open up the console command, and type in change dude, you are now playing the nice guy. And that will also be the only difference, is that when you go through a load screen after running into a hate group, they will not get triggered, they will not get added to your map after the fact, and if you encounter them again throughout the rest of the game, they will not care. They don't care about you. They will not bother you. Finding that in the game I thought was pretty cool. Within P2 game info single, whenever you start, quit, load, or save the game, there is a flag here which, when it checks for the nice guy, is always false. However you want to look at it, we are always playing the evil bastard version of the dude. One last piece that I found was a categorization for your inventory when things get put in or taken out. I'm fairly out of my depth when it comes to coding and shit, so this is all a bit beyond me. I don't know if this part with it saying extra amount or needed amount is indicating that things cost more or cost less, depending on if you're good or evil. If anybody is more intelligent than me or more familiar with the code base or whatever, leave it in the comments. I'd love to know. Up until now, I wasn't sure if the morality system was something that emerged naturally throughout play, or if it was a binary choice that you would have made at the start of the game. But today I found a class just called Pick Screen, and the way that it reads seems to indicate that it was definitely a choice that you would have made from the outset, and likely from the main menu screen. So when you started a new game, it probably panned down to the screen that you see within the trailer, because this essentially indicates that you would cursor over the left or the right of the screen, and it would turn the lights on and off the way that you can see it in the trailer as well. And again, it's unknown if there was any other changes throughout the rest of the week that this would have affected, but it was probably scrapped fairly early on, and honestly for the best. I think the way that the sort of invisible morality system works is like near perfect, and even though it's more of a pacifism system than a strict morality system, instead of getting an obnoxious pop-up that, ooh, people don't really like that, it just waits to the very end of the game to call you Hitler, basically. Also, while I was making this, I realized that because we still have access to the textures, that I may as well remake this screen from the beginning, just, like as a mock-up for fun. So I did. Thanks for watching.
Guns don't kill people. I do. Can't we all just get along?